Hello boys and girls, it's time for our oral reading lesson. So we are using our Basel reader, our first primer. You need to get your first primer and we are going to read together. We are looking for page 12. You will see the page number at the bottom of the page. Page 12, a 1 and a 2 says 12. So I want you to get your reading primer, your first primer, turn to page 12. Now if you notice on page 12 that we have more to read. We have words and then we have a longer paragraph at the bottom of the page. So there's words here. Now these words is what you will encounter or you will meet in this story or the paragraph that follows. So if you don't know these words, then you're going to have some problems down here. So what we are going to do is we are going to first learn these words here. So let's get started. As always, I have just enlarged my page. It's the same page 12. I just enlarged it so it will be easier to read. So let's get started. It says word building and sentence reading. Word building and sentence reading. Now all these words have something in common. It has an. And you know what an says. An says an. 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 So in all these words you're going to see an. So if there's a word you come across here and you don't know it, all you need to do is to figure out the an, because you know the an says an, and you put the beginning sound and the end sound together to figure out the word. So we are going to sound out the words. So an says an. So we have an again here, but we have an N sound. What letter is that? That's a D. What does a D say? D, 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 D. So let's put the sounds together. And. And. A-N-D says and. And this is a word you're going to come across quite frequently or often as you read. A-N-D, and. So look again. Do you see A-N here? And do you see A-N-D here? Did you learn A-N-D at the top here? So if you know A-N-D says and, you know A-N-D says and here. And there's a beginning sound. That's a H, and. H, and, hand. Look again. Do you see A-N-D here? A-N-D. And what does A-N-D say? Yes, you know it because A-N-D, and, but there's a beginning sound. S, and, sand. So sand. Then we have an again, and there's an N sound, t. Ant, ant. Not like the ant here. An ant is one of an ant. Okay, the creature, that's the ant. So we have an, and, h, and, hand, s, and, sand, ant. So these are the words we are going to meet in the sentences. So we have the words across here. This is a picture of a h, and, hand. So the picture and the word. Hand. This is a mound of s and sand. S and sand. And the last picture is an ant. So let's look at the picture. Now you're seeing a boy and a girl. You're going to see them quite a lot as we start reading sentences like these. The boy's name is Tim. The girl's name is Tot. So this is Tim, Tot. And do you see them here with the sand? There's the shovel, there's his hat. This is Tot here. So let's read. T-I-M, T-I-M, Tim. And we said the boy's name is Tim. Tim has, A-N, an, and what is A-N-T? Ant. There's a full stop, we drop our voice. Tim has an ant. Not an auntie, remember, ant is the creature. Tim has an ant. T-H-E. We learned that word quite extensively on the previous pages. T-H-E, the, ant, ant, A-N-T, 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 ant. The ant, I-S, is O-N, on, is, his, and, hand, and, hand. The ant is on his hand. Tot, tot, as, has, not, an, ant. Tot has not an ant. It is in the sand. It is in the sand. So it started here and then it came back here. It is in the sand. As, has, Tim, Tim, an, ant. On, is his, and, hand. That is not reading fluently. We are just pronouncing the words and the sounds to get the word. And when we figure out the word, then we read it fluently. Tim has an ant on his hand. Has Tim an ant on his hand? Yes, he has. So let's read it again. Tim has an ant. The ant is on his hand. Tot has not an ant. It is in the sand. Has Tim an ant on his hand? Yes, he has. That was page 12. I know it's a bit much, but I want you to start with the words and then you will find the words in the sentences. So if you know it here, it becomes easier to recognize here. So you are going to read for me page 12 and you are going to send your recording of your reading.